Hi, my name is Addy, and this is Kyle, and we are here to talk about his film called After Hours. So, Kyle, tell us what your film is about.
So our film takes place in a grocery store. So what's happening in it is there's three employees working. They're getting ready to close up the store during the night shift, and a group of customers come in. They start causing all these problems. They're making messes. They end up entering the store just before they're getting ready to close. They're insulting the employees, and the employees get sick and tired of it. So they decide to fight back in a very cheesy action-filled movie.
So, what inspired this idea?
So at the beginning of the semester, when we first had to come up with an idea for a movie, my group wanted to either do a comedy or an action movie. So first we were going to do an action movie. We were going to do this cool choreographed house fight scene thing. And then we learned that we needed to get stunt people for that, and it broke a bunch of KSU guidelines that we couldn't do. So we decided we want to try and do like a horror movie.
That's cool.
And then that just going through all these ideas evolved into this thriller comedy that takes place inside of a grocery store.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
What is your main role in the creation of this film?
So I wrote the script for the movie, and then I was the director. So I worked on storyboards, shot lists, beat sheets, and then I helped a little bit in the producing area. I'm the one that ended up getting the location, which was the grocery store I actually worked at.
Okay.
I was able to get
That's
in
cool.
contact with the manager, and he let us use the location after the store closed for a few nights.
That's awesome. So what was the most difficult part in this whole process?
The most difficult part, I guess, really knowing what I was doing at first. The first day went very rough. We originally only had 2 shooting days planned.
Oh, wow.
We wanted to try and get 6 scenes shot each night. That did not happen.
Oh,
Yeah, the first night we fell behind schedule a lot. It was, like I said, a lot of me and the 2 producers. We didn't exactly know what we're doing because we're still new to all this.
Right.
But
I get it.
after that, we were able to once we figured it out after the first day on set, we were able to, the next few shooting days went much smoother.
That's good. Awesome. Glad to hear that. So what was your favorite part in creating the film?
My favorite part was probably writing it. It was, like I said, having this experience in the grocery store and being able to write a comedy thriller.
Yeah.
I get to write it as cheesy as possible and create these super menacing employees that are running around with egg spatulas and grill brushes to beat up customers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love comedy and horror, so I would love to watch it. It sounds great. So what is your favorite scene in the film?
My favorite scene to shoot for the film was on our last shooting day. We ended up shooting 2 scenes. I was a camera operator for both of them, and we had a lot of time to work with different camera angles and multiple shots in that. So it was, the first scene is when there's 2 of the customers, Jeff and Bobby, are hiding from the employees, and one of them tries to cause a distraction, but ends up getting the other person caught, so they get in this heated argument, which was actually all improvised.
Oh my gosh.
And our actors did a great job improvising the scenes, and we were able to get so many different angles of the argument between the 2 customers, the employees just watching the 2 argue as the customers are oblivious that the employees are right there. And then the other scene that was really fun to shoot was one of the employees getting cornered in the candy aisle and getting marshmallows thrown at him. The one scene we wanted to shoot the entire time but couldn't due to needing certain people for some days and not being able to get them. Everyone was looking forward to what I end up calling the Marshmallow Massacre. Because
Good name for that. Yeah.
it's like 4 or 5 different shots of just one kid getting marshmallows thrown at him. Again, all of the dialogue in that scene was improv.
Wow.
So you got some very funny results.
That's awesome. That's so cool. So is there anything that you would change about like the process of making the film or the outcome of the film?
So the outcome, there's actually a lot I would end up changing, but I can't because there's so many restraints with the actual process of making the movie. Like, what I envisioned isn't even close to what we end up getting, but that's because when I was first writing it, I was imagining like the store lights, like the store would be almost completely dark for the thriller aspect. We'd be able to get more camera angles, a lot of stuff like that, but there's a lot of time restraints and also things that the store just wouldn't let us do.
Right, that makes sense. Did like the story itself like turn out okay, like how you planned it?
Yes, but there was the store director for Acme wanted us to try and keep the logo out of the store as much as possible, which I was thinking, okay, we could frame it certain ways to not have the store in there. And then when we're walking around the store actually filming and all that, we realized that they had the logo plastered everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
And they right in the front of the store, they had a giant banner of the store director.
Oh my God.
It was like,
how'd you guys get around that?
we just made sure it was out of focus.
That's good.
And we just we made sure it was out of focus. We tried to have as little of the logo as possible.
Right.
Which is why at the beginning we don't have an establishing shot of the store because the store director didn't want it. Right,
that makes sense. Do you have like any of the store name anywhere in the film, or is it just not there at all?
We don't mention it by name, but if you look in the background carefully, you can see it a lot because, like I said, they plaster it like 8 times on every single wall.
That's crazy.
In the front of the store, there's a giant panel of windows, and they have the Acme logo right in every single window.
Very
on
inconvenient.
every pricing tag, and it was stressful.
Yeah, that sounds really inconvenient, but it's good that you got around it to an extent. So last question, what have you learned from the overall experience of making this film?
So I definitely learned some things are okay to take shortcuts on, like since we were running out of time on the first day, we only ended up getting 4 of the scenes shot out of the 12. Second day, what we did was for some of the scenes, instead of taking 11 or 12 different shots, we combined them, like 5 or 6 of them, into ones where we'd whip the camera to different people while they're talking. That saved a lot of time in between takes.
That's good.
So that was like one of the good shortcuts we took. One of the bad ones I took was not writing down all of the camera file names when matching them with the sound files. So the first few days where we could have been into the editing quicker, we were working on syncing up all of these sounds with the video.
Wow.
And it ended up costing us a bit of time.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Thank you.